This is the best movie this year that you should watch called 1899. One of the best works of science fiction television series. The story begins in June 1899. A ship named Prometheus suddenly disappeared mysteriously. It seemed to have evaporated in the middle of the sea in a spectacular way. 4 months later, another ship filled with migrants from London to New York is called Kerberos, set out on the same itinerary. Due to the feudal class system at that time, passengers in lower class were forced to sell their labor to get train tickets to New York, while upper-class passengers enjoy cuisine in a luxurious restaurant. There are British aristocrats and Hong Kongers masquerading as Japanese girls. However, all passengers looked forward to leaving London to emigrate to New York. Each of them may also be carrying criminal charges against him, so they try to avoid the trouble they cause. At this time, a lower-class passenger suddenly barged in. His aim rushed forward. Because I want to find a doctor here to treat my sister who is suffering from severe stomach pain. However, before the urgent request for help, everyone here just looked at him with indifferent eyes. The sailor came and pulled him out the door. Because his actions violated the regulations on the ship, people of lower class are prohibited from entering the place of upper-class passengers. The sailor warned him, if there is a next time, they will throw him into the sea, then throw him back into the lower division. On this side, the girl Anna saw everything with the boy and decided to follow him downstairs. The boy was happy and immediately led Anna away. When we arrived, many eyes looked at Anna. The younger sister was 7 months pregnant, is complaining of severe stomach pain for unknown reason. Ignore the girl's screaming. Anna used a stethoscope to check woman's abdominal condition. She could clearly hear the fetal heartbeat. This shows the cause of the pain. It may be due to the umbilical cord wrapping around the fetus. Looks like she guessed correctly. The reason why the girl is in pain is caused by the umbilical cord wrapping around the fetus. Amid everyone's doubt, Anna used a special technique for abdominal massage. In her sister's screams of pain, Anna was able to turn the fetus, and the terrible pain was gone. After finishing, Anna was also reprimanded by Captain Jack, because her actions also violated regulations on the ship. Right then, First Mate Dalton reported to Jack. In the past 20 minutes, they continuously receive a mysterious signal. The sailor was suspicious. This is from the ship that went missing 4 months ago. That is Prometheus. The strange thing is, in the telegram sent, repeats only one coordinate. No other content. Another point also made the captain feel confused. If Prometheus were lost in the middle of the sea, then the current will not carry it to the north. But the south is correct. In spite of all phenomena show abnormality. But Jack still ordered a change of itinerary to find out what's going on. All the crew felt it. Jack changed his itinerary just because of a strange telegram. Is a bit excessive. People don't understand that. Jack has his own reasons for changing course. Because just like Anna, on that ship were his relatives. So when there's a clue about Prometheus, even if hope is fragile, he also didn't want to miss this opportunity. As soon as the captain announced the news of the itinerary change for upper-class passengers, after hearing the news from Jack, then these people suddenly became noisy. Because of this trip, they paid very high fees, warned the captain to arrive in New York within 7 days, and stop going around in circles. But after hearing those words, Jack still ignored and said nothing. And he only had the duty to inform them. These passengers, there is still no right to criticize his actions. If anyone is not satisfied, Jack is willing to refund double the ticket price. Let them get off the train immediately. After 7 hours at sea, they finally arrived at the given coordinates they had received. Not far away, they saw a blurry ship. As their ship approached, Jack shot flares into the sky. Confirm the other ship is Prometheus, who has been missing for 4 months. Everyone feels insecure. Although Dalton advises they should return to their old journey to report Prometheus' location back to the country. But the captain did not allow this. He ordered the lifeboat to be launched, took some loyal sailors with him, and in it there is also Anna. Board the Prometheus, search for survivors. Before boarding the train, Jack kept 2 sailors on the boat and told them, if you and everyone don't come back after 1 hour, you must immediately return to Kerberos to ask for help. However, when getting on Prometheus, they saw no sign of anyone. But Jack believes that if someone sends a signal for help, surely there are still survivors. Meanwhile, the sailors stayed on the ship, realize, as soon as Jack gets on Prometheus, then sending signals, calling for help suddenly stop. That means they have already seen Kerberos. However, on Prometheus, Jack found everything to be in ruins. It's not like he's been missing for 4 months. It looks like it's been missing for 100 years. However, a piece of cloth was found, making Jack believe in his thoughts even more. When you get to the cockpit, they just discovered it. That the telegraph machine that transmitted messages outside had broken down a long time ago. So Prometheus, how did you send a help message? With that question, they continued to search for survivors on the ship. At this time, a beetle on the floor attracts Anna's attention. Follow the direction the beetle moved. Anna saw a cabinet locked with an iron bar. Don't care about people's objections. She pulled out the iron bar and opened the cabinet. Everyone was surprised to see. Inside is a boy. In response to Jack's question, the boy remained silent, then slowly approached Anna. He slowly opened the package in his hand, revealing a mysterious black triangular object, and gave it to Anna. But no one noticed at the moment. A mysterious man sneak aboard the Kerberos ship, taking advantage of people paying attention to the Prometheus ship ahead. The man sneaked into the passenger lounge. From the jacket pocket, he took out a blue beetle. After running it through the door lock slowly rotates and opens. Then the man quietly entered room 1013. This time, in the dark forest, a man just woke up. A familiar melody sounded nearby. Listened carefully. He realized it was the voice of his lost daughter. Run in the direction of the sound. He saw his house before his eyes, with his wife and children whom he misses day and night. But then suddenly, a fire broke out. Bury your beautiful dream. Even though he knows it's all just an illusion. But when I saw that scene again, he couldn't hold back his tears. After waking up from the dream, Jack is back on board Kerberos, but his hand still held tightly. One cloth found on Prometheus belongs to your daughter. While Jack tried to calm himself with alcohol, outside, Dalton came to him. Because the company owns Prometheus, received news from them, and gave the order in the telegram. What made Jack feel strange was, in the telegram, it was simply written, shipwreck. No reason or explanation. Jack immediately asked Dalton, can I still contact the company? But after receiving that news they lost contact with the company. Not only that, the sailor also discovered another strange thing. Is from last night. All compasses on board. They all failed at the same time, they rotated wildly. This cannot be explained by empirical science. At this point, Dalton is suspicious. Will anything happen on Prometheus, which ship weighs 45,000 tons, and more than 1,000 passengers on board? But in the end only one boy was found. Look at Prometheus not far away. Captain Jack still hesitated. He didn't understand why the company issued the order. Sink a giant ship of 45,000 tons to the bottom of the sea. Saw the sailors chatting excitedly behind. Dalton stepped forward and reminded him to make a decision soon. Otherwise rumors spread among sailors and passengers will soon cause riot. However, Jack just asked them to keep waiting. But this action of yours also killed Dalton and several other sailors. Jack felt dissatisfied. Because before that, Jack's wife had burned herself to death with 3 children in the house not long ago. They think that after that incident, Jack will never recover from his mental wounds and will lose judgment. This side, after the boy found on Prometheus, Anna took her back to her room. Although Anna tries to find a way to get information, but the boy still didn't say anything. At this time, facing great pressure, Jack also went to the passenger compartment and found Anna. When you know, Anna did not gather any useful information. Jack hurriedly asked her, is there anything strange happens on Prometheus? While Anna felt extremely confused with that question, in Jack's head, the girl's vague voice sounded again. Anna doesn't know what's going on yet. Jack followed the singing voice to the other end of the hallway. When Anna was about to return to the room, she saw a strange man trying to break into my room. Seeing her return, this person explained. His name is Daniel, in room 1013 next door. Heard strange noises in Anna's room. That's why we took that action. But look at the man's appearance. Anna felt familiar. Like I've met him somewhere. Meanwhile, the captain also has hallucinations. When he saw in the hallway, saw a girl. Knew it was my daughter. He immediately followed. But Jack went back to his room. After he opened the door, he suddenly returned to his house. Saw his wife and children sitting by the fireplace, waiting for her husband and father to return. In tears, Jack, hugging his daughter whom he misses day and night. Then suddenly the fire broke out, made him fly away. At the same time, it took him to another dimension. At this time the house was completely burned down. Only one green beetle remains, crawling on the ground. In the direction it moved, Jack crawled into the fireplace, then climbed the stairs inside. What makes him feel strange is this. When you open the top cover, Jack realized, I'm back in my room on the ship. On the lid, engraved with a mysterious triangle symbol. Meanwhile, Anna still finds a way to connect with the boy. Hope this way will cause the boy to reveal the secret on Prometheus. But when helping him change clothes, Anna accidentally discovered it. a mysterious triangle symbol behind his ear. The boy put his finger to his lip, as told Anna. Don't tell anyone about this. After that, Jack has lost control of himself. Burst into the room. He pressed the boy hard against the wall. And asked questions. What happened on Prometheus? Although Anna stops his crazy actions, but Jack still felt it. This boy certainly knows some of Prometheus's secrets. After listening to Jack, he heard his late daughter's voice singing. Anna also felt that the captain was daydreaming. While they talked, in the Kerberos boiler room, suddenly a strange man appeared. He secretly stole a set of crew clothes, according to the address on the note on the paper. He quietly entered the room of a newlywed couple, and the man placed a badge on the table. At this time outside, the girl in charge of the room was returning. The man could only hastily hide under the bed, and sneaked out while the woman was changing clothes. However, he is wearing sailor's clothes, but with an unfamiliar face, immediately attracted the attention of other crew members. Therefore, he was discovered and tried to fight back fiercely. But in the end he was knocked out soon after. Right now, in Jack's room, he entered the secret cellar again. But when he just reached the bottom of this place, then the door at the original fireplace was gone. When you were confused, then I heard a knock on the door from above. Hurry back and open the door. Then I saw a worker coming to work, says there is only half of the coal left on the ship, and asked when Jack would return to his old journey. However, Jack did not answer the employee's question, as if he knew what he needed to do now. Then shut the door. At this time, Anna also took out a letter she received recently. The sender was her brother, a passenger on the Prometheus. However, the logo on the envelope, identical to the boy's. Anna hoped the boy could explain. But he still kept silent. Just give her that mysterious black triangle again. Into Anna's hands. Before Anna understood what he meant, noise rang out in the hallway. It's Jack gathering everyone to the restaurant to explain the situation. After everyone left the living room area, Daniel in room 1013 walked out into the hallway and dropped the beetle onto the carpet. Not long after that, a girl in the lower class discovered the green beetle. Feeling curious, the girl followed the beetle onto the deck. The bug was recovered by Daniel and returned to his hand. And just tell her I'm sorry. At this time, everyone was present. Jack also said his decision in the main drill. Because there is not enough coal left to pull Prometheus to their destination, he decided to return. Pulled Prometheus back to Europe. This decision immediately caused chaos among passengers. The majority of them. Everyone wants to avoid trouble in London. That's why I migrated to New York. Now back to London. Will certainly push some people to death, but Jack didn't care what they thought. Then left amid the noise. Anna also doesn't want to return to London, so she looked for him, but still couldn't change Jack's decision. He took out the company's telegram. Tell Anna that there's definitely some secret on Prometheus, and the company is trying to hide that secret. At the same time he also received a letter. There's a photo of Jack's family, and the news that Prometheus is missing. Clearly someone wants you to find that ship. Whether for yourself or for your family. Jack must clarify. Secrets on Prometheus. That night, Kerberos begins pulling Prometheus. Returned to London. But right then, telegraph on board started receiving again. Signal from the Prometheus ship. The man in room 1013. Take out a photo. Up there is Anna. At the same time, Captain Jack also found the girl's body on the deck of the ship. On this side, a wooden chest was thrown into the sea. The woman inside struggled. Try to get out of that cage. But right before she was about to suffocate, the woman woke up startled. Look at the kimono hanging on the hanger. And a wig. She knew she was about to face it, with a reality more horrifying than a nightmare. Some time later, she continuously fell into that memory. Haunting hallucinations. The woman's name is Lin Yi, a Hong Kong native living with his mother in England. Due to the influence of the surrounding environment, Lin Yi always wanted to escape from here. That day, Yi's sister happily reported. A lady noticed her, and agreed to take her with him to New York to start a career. Suddenly, Yi's sister collapsed, clutching her stomach in pain. Because to get your ticket, Yi learned from her mother to deal with bad guys by putting an anesthetic in the tea. But she didn't expect it. First time doing this, poured too much medicine, causing her sister to suddenly die. Until now, Yi has no other choice, and to get away with murder, she can only pretend to be her older sister. Went with his mother to England. Before going, mother and daughter dropped Yi's sister's body into the water. And this scene has become a tormenting nightmare for Yi. After boarding the train, Yi's true identity was suddenly discovered by the lady. Under her coercion, Yi had to accept the job she assigned. But during the performance, opposite man's hand suddenly convulsed uncontrollably. The man explained that the symptoms would heal quickly. But Yi could only watch. The man collapsed. However, last night, Jack and everyone found her body on the deck of the ship. After the doctor's examination, no injuries were found on the girl's body. Anna said next to him. A few days ago, she saw that the baby was still healthy. Still under the ship. There are no signs of illness, making the cause of the girl's death a mystery. But to avoid her family know about your child and cause unnecessary trouble, Jack ordered the news of her death to be concealed and blocked the way up from the lower rank. Right then, Jack felt the train slowing down. Go up on deck and look. He saw fog suddenly appear even though the sky was clear. This means after the compass fails, they also lost the guidance of the stars, unable to determine direction. Jack had no choice but to order the train to stop, wait for the fog to clear. Jack then called Anna to his room and told about his discovery. This scarf originally belonged to his daughter, but found it on Prometheus. Scary thing. His daughter died in a fire 2 years ago. Simultaneously, yesterday Jack also saw the silhouette of his daughter on the train. All these strange phenomena, believed by Jack to be a plot by the shipping company. To prove my point, he moved the bed aside, exposing the secret passage below. Jack knows everything on this ship. I've definitely never seen this exist. All related to Prometheus. To find out the truth, Jack decides to return to Prometheus, find the captain's voyage log. Up there, we'll record everything on Prometheus, although neighboring sailors vehemently opposed it. But Jack still wants to clarify this. But at the same time, also planted seeds of doubt in the hearts of his subordinate. After Anna and Jack left, Dalton seemed to be hiding something from Jack. He opened a mysterious device box on the wall and pressed the button according to the received signal emitted from the Prometheus ship. Meanwhile, in Anna's room, the boy seemed to sense something. He picked up the mysterious black triangle, then crawled under the bed. And Franz, Jack's subordinate, disobeying his orders for the first time, he sneaked down to the lower rank, reported the bad news that the girl had died with her sister. Look at his dead sister. Her sister painfully led her to the lower class, and the other side. Jack and Anna got on Prometheus, but no logbook was found in the cockpit. Go to the captain's room. In the same location, Jack finds the same secret passage. When Anna crawled down to check, there is no exit, Jack said. Meanwhile, in Anna's room, the boy also came out from under the bed at the same time. Suddenly there was a knock on the door. The boy saw a green beetle, crawled in through the door. Then Daniel pushed the door open from room 1013 and walked in. That blue beetle also quickly crawled into the boy's palm. The two seemed to have known each other for a long time. Have you found it yet? And only received a shake of the head from the boy. On this side, Jack still doesn't understand why ship company built this secret passage again. Several months ago, the ship was taken into the yard for upgrading and install a new communication system. Triangle symbol in the aisle is the company's logo. Obviously the secret room is related to them. Suddenly Jack thought the company also renovated other places. He led Anna to the boiler room. Jack opened an iron door. He told Anna, this is the device, steam pressure gauge installed by the company. There is similar equipment on board Kerberos, but never worked. Jack said, this device, surely there is some secret function. But even so, can't explain it either. Why did all the passengers on the train disappear? Look at the boiler next door. Anna is skeptical. Would someone throw a body there to set it up? A show to cover up some terrible sin. While the two searched small pieces of bone and teeth in the ash, Jack accidentally found it. A half-burned book was left on the steam hill. Look closely. That's the passenger list on Prometheus, but when I flip it to the back, see specific information about them. Jack couldn't believe his eyes and turned around to look, then stuffed the paper into his chest, lied to Anna that he found nothing. Then suddenly proposed, return to the Kerberos ship immediately. It seems I have discovered the mystery behind this ship. At the same time, Franz, Jack's subordinate, after attending the girl's funeral, on the way back, he saw several bodies again. Take a closer look at these guys. Then he discovered they looked like the little girl. No cause of death found. Seeing strange things constantly happening, he assumed that the passengers on the Prometheus were all killed by something. And now that thing has arrived on their ship. Franz hopes Dalton will take control of the ship, then execute the company's orders, sink Prometheus into the sea. But Dalton is absolutely loyal to Jack, determined to carry out his orders. Fear of the unknown, plus anger at the captain. Franz decides to challenge Jack's rule. He led his players down to the lower division with slogan, "Get Kerberos back on the road." Franz's plan was approved. He distributed weapons to all supporters, but a Boilermaker think they are rebelling. To prevent him from reporting the captain, before taking action against Jack, Franz had him locked up in the warehouse, the same man who initially broke into the passenger compartment, and immediately asked the new guy, "Looks like this trip didn't go according to your plan." After Jack has returned to the Kerberos ship, he took out the paper again. Review carefully again. Passenger list shows that the owner of room 1011 is Anna. But before he took any action, under the guidance of Franz, a group of passengers rushed in with guns, claims to change the course of Kerberos. Meanwhile in room 1013, Daniel took it out of his pocket, a mysterious device. When he pressed the button repeatedly, steam measuring device on Prometheus begins to glow. And works again. Continue working. When Daniel pressed the last button, then Kerberos is pulling Prometheus suddenly disappeared. Without leaving any ripples, a giant 45,000-ton steel ship evaporated in the middle of the sea. However, everyone on board, they were all unaware of what had just happened. Under the guidance of Franz, they mix with lower-class passengers, causing riots on the ship. After locking Jack and the others in the warehouse, Franz took the two people away. At this time, the bodies of people died for no reason on Kerberos piled up. Afraid of getting sick, Franz asked the two to throw the body into the sea. But in the process, the sailor just realized Prometheus pulling behind is gone. No trace left. And what's even stranger is, the ship's compass works normally again. After determining the location, they recognize Kerberos, returned to the position 3 days before the deviation. Although Franz wasn't sure what was going on, he still ordered the engine to be restarted. Proceed west at full speed. Meanwhile, continuous deaths on ship, causing lower-class passengers to panic. Look at the black barrel of the gun. Dalton knows, if no reasonable explanation is given, they will not hesitate to pull the trigger and send you to the west. So I attributed it all the blame on the boy from Hughes, and more specifically he from Prometheus. Dalton told them, since the boy got on the train, deaths continue to occur. So it's definitely not a coincidence. Under your guidance, a group went to Anna's room. At this time, Anna also returned to the room. When people saw that, they immediately came out and asked, and found a key on her person, to rush into the room to capture the boy. But I was more surprised after entering. They found no trace of the boy anywhere. To find that boy, they began searching every living room, and locked the door to prevent anyone from entering or leaving. After those people left, Anna heard a noise under the bed. Move the bed out. She discovered here, there is a secret passage like in the captain's room. The boy hid there, to escape the recent raid. Meanwhile, locked in the warehouse, with the help of his teammate, Jack kicked and broke a rusty iron pipe. Then use the coins on you. Unscrew the ventilation grill. Through that tunnel, they escape Franz's control. Right now, in Kerberos boiler room number 4, Daniel sneaked inside. Take advantage when workers are not paying attention. He advanced steam pressure measuring device from the pocket. He took out one tablet-like device, then plug in the device's data cable into that device on board. When you press the button continuously, yet it was done. Kerberos suddenly lost the momentum to move forward. As the opportunity, the black guy, Tom on deck climbed over the railing, prepared to leave with your teammates quietly. But in the end he was still discovered. To hide from those chasing behind, Tom burst into the newlyweds' room again. With the help of the woman, he avoided the sailor's search. At the same time, Tom realized, when useless people have power, the dark side of humanity will be infinitely amplified. To restore normal order, he decided to rescue the captain. The woman also went with him. And Anna asked the boy, what are those pads used for? But the boy remained silent, leaving her stuck. Not wanting to wait for death, Anna tried to unlock the door, to find Jack to discuss the plan. But the boy walked to the door, and released the green beetle from his palm. Under Anna's surprised eyes, the door magically opens. At the same time the boy led her. Follow the beetle began to move. But their actions was witnessed by a man nearby. And the other side, Jack also climbed out of the ventilation duct, and met Tom coming. After untying each other, Jack plans to take a lifeboat. Leave Kerberos, fled to Prometheus. He was confident he could repair the telegraph. To ask for help outside. As they prepare, left on the lifeboat. Then the boy who led Anna also went there. Behind them is who was following Anna. Bring Franz's group with guns, even though Jack and everyone protected the boy. But you know it well. If you don't follow them, Anna and everyone will be shot to death on the spot. However, look at the boy walking to the other side. Tom also realized it was the wrong decision. Just as he was about to pick up the hammer from the ground, then Franz shot him. In chaos, all were escorted away by Franz and his accomplices. But after they left, Tom miraculously recovered and stood up. Because the bullet only hit his arm. Neck. He sneaked into the room holding Jack's group. Control the two guards, then successfully rescued Jack's group of people. At this moment Jack also realized, even a boy is hiding some secret. But Franz's actions were still wrong. When Franz and group preparing to execute the boy on deck, then Jack and his loyal people has arrived. The two groups rushed into battle on deck. In the chaos, Anna tried her best to save the boy. But he was still thrown into the sea by a woman. Mercilessly. Watching the boy disappear into the deep sea, Anna's heart felt like it was losing something. Until Daniel came running from the boiler room. Grabbed her. Anna has just recovered from the shock. Seeing that my subordinates cannot defeat the opposing side, Jack decided to retreat from the deck, take the wounded to hide in the restaurant and block the entrance. At this time, Jack called Anna aside. Take it out of your bag. Passengers on Prometheus, pointing to Anna's name, asked her what it was like, but even Anna didn't understand what happened. Suddenly, a noise behind him caught his attention. From the closet. Strange light flashing. Then the boy sank into the sea. Crawl out from inside. Leaving everyone stunned. Before finding out the cause, Jack ordered the boy locked in the closet. However, this scene, just like when they found him on Prometheus, there were surprising similarities. When Anna tried to open the closet door, despite everyone's objections, to stop her, a sailor pulled the trigger. Just as the woman turned around, the man seemed to have premonitions. Jump up. Tried to block the bullet for her. At that time, another sailor just had time to pull the trigger. But the flow of time suddenly slowed down. Even bullets fired at high speed also froze that moment. Everyone in the room, except for Anna, who was frozen in the air. Look at the unbelievable scene before your eyes. Anna slowly advanced. Take the bullet out of the air. At that moment, there was a knock on the door from inside the closet. Anna slowly pulled out the iron bar. And the boy inside. Go out calmly. In response to Anna's questions, he still ignored it, just held her hand and led her out of the restaurant. As soon as the two walked out the door, the timeline in the room returns to normal. Look at the woman in front of you. Suddenly disappeared without a trace, causing Jack and everyone to completely lose direction. But right then, on board Kerberos, the shrill siren sounded. All passengers, open the door to see what's going on. After the whistle stopped, there were ticking sounds on the train. And the last ticking sound on the train rang out. Soon after, most of the sailors and passengers seemed to be controlled by that sound. Like losing consciousness, just kept walking in one direction. Their steady pace also became one with the ticking sound. Not just here. Upper class guest area and a compartment for poor people below deck all have the same situation. Franz tries to stop them. Ask what's going on. But they didn't react at all. Under the control of that sound, they all went on deck. At this time, Mom, stop, don't go anymore. Don't care about your relatives' objections. They climbed over the railing. Then jumped straight into the sea. Another father. I could only watch my son leave me. Similar scene takes place everywhere on the ship. Everyone jumped into the sea like pancake. Jump into the sea one by one. This horrifying scene stunned everyone. The passengers are still conscious. However, Dalton returns to the mysterious device again. Press the button continuously. Seems to be sending messages out. Meanwhile, Jack and Franz's group met in the guest area. Just when the two sides were about to face off, the man just witnessed his son jumping into the ocean. Informed them that they all jumped into the sea. The smoke and fire curtain subsided immediately. After knowing everyone committed suicide, they tried their best to stop each other. On the other side, the boy held his hand. Take Anna to her room. In response to Anna's continuous questions, he put down the triangular object, write a sentence on paper. Then showed it to Anna. Then he came close to Anna's ear. I can't tell you. You'll have to ask my creator. Then he moved the bed aside. Under Anna's eyes, crawled into the secret passage. Down to the end. He opened his hand, revealing the green beetle inside. Crawl along the ground towards one side of the secret tunnel. With the sound of an engine, the bridge opened. The boy disappeared from Anna's sight. Anna couldn't believe it and quickly crawled down. That's when she realized a tunnel suddenly appeared on the original wall. As she crawled out through the tunnel, Anna appears to have traveled in time. Go somewhere else. Black squares float in the air. It also looks very strange. In the distance there is a lonely building not far away. Also attracted Anna's attention. Meanwhile, Daniel also took advantage of the chaos to leave Jack and everyone's sight. When he got to Anna's room, and saw that the secret tunnel had opened, He also realized something was wrong. Watch the exit door in the tunnel close. Daniel took out a phone-like device. After a while of manipulation, the front wall seemed to open up like a block of brick along the tunnel. He also arrived at the place where Anna had just arrived. But now Anna was nowhere to be found. Only the boy stood silently in front of a grave. You shouldn't do that, he knows we're here now. We never get there. So far, maybe this time it will be successful because you brought her here. Does Anna remember anything? She doesn't remember. We don't have much time left, I need to stop this before they sank the ship. At that time, everyone was on board Kerberos, still continuously jumping into the sea. And the number of people controlled by this sound also increasing. To prevent myself from losing consciousness, the survivors cooperate with each other. Tie yourself tightly into the cabin. In the ship's cockpit, a sailor is using a telegraph. Once again report the situation here to the company. But their response was still just the word shipwreck. At that moment Dalton also arrived in the cockpit. The sailor hurriedly reported the situation to him. However, Dalton paid no attention to his suspicions, which takes out a similar device. After pressing a few buttons on it, the sailor was unable to control and lost consciousness, and falling to the ground. On the other hand, Anna now also entered that mysterious building. Even though she was very sure this is her first time coming to this place, but everything here is very familiar. Under invisible guidance, Anna opened a sealed door. Inside the room was empty. There is a lonely chair. Soon after, Anna's father suddenly appeared behind her, hand holding a bottle of mysterious medicine. No time to react. Two large men suddenly appeared, pinned Anna tightly to the chair, and injected her with drug. After Anna wakes up, found myself back in the room. The bruise on the wrist shows what just happened was not an illusion. Leaving the room, Anna met Jack along the way. He questioned her. Why can you disappear right in front of everyone? As if dissolving into thin air. Anna can only explain. The boy can stop time with the pyramid in his hand. Although it all sounds crazy. But Jack still took her back to his room. After understanding the situation, it turned out Anna is indeed hiding a secret. Her father is the president of a shipping company. Lifetime study of human behavior. Obsessed with understanding the brain and all its functions, Anna doubts that her father played tricks on these ships to easily study human behavior and memories, and before boarding the train, Anna also receives a mysterious letter. Her brother said in the letter, "Father's secret discovered. See you in New York." However, the ship he took was Prometheus, was missing at that time. Right then, Anna suddenly discovered the bug on the table. After covering it with a cup, then put it in an iron box. Then she brought that iron box with her. Crawl into the tunnel in Jack's room. The bug crawled out of the iron box, slowly crawled into the wall. The tunnel's exit was indeed as Anna predicted. Opened slowly. Watching Anna opens the way out, Jack also crawled after her inside. When stepping out of the tunnel, they had been to Jack's dream world before. In the distance I can still hear Jack's daughter singing. Follow the instructions of the voice. They saw Jack's house again. What was in front of him made Jack feel unreal. I do not understand. In the ship, how can it accommodate such a large space? After leaving the tunnel, they also can't tell the difference. What is happening now is real or a dream. At this time, Jack also revealed it to Anna. A secret. On the crew list of the Prometheus ship, not just the name Anna. He also found his signature on the signature section. Meanwhile, Daniel went into the boiler room again. Get in front of that machine. But his strange actions quickly attracted attention. The attention of the staff here didn't listen to Daniel's explanation. The worker used an iron shovel to knock him to the ground. When Daniel was about to suffocate, he pressed the button of that mysterious device, and the kiln worker also immediately lost consciousness. After dealing with him, Daniel connected the device's data cable again. Enter the device in hand. According to the command he entered, the ticking sound echoed on the Kerberos ship. Also gradually disappears. The survivors in the ship's compartment also realized the disaster was over. Take turns removing the chains on your hand. Let's get on deck. Previously there were more than 1,000 passengers on the ship. Now there are less than 20 people left. At this time Daniel also came here. He gave the telegram the company sent back to Jack. While they were wondering about that, Daniel also appeared on deck. Meanwhile, in a mysterious room, Anna's father also received the alarm from Kerberos' plan. Look at the triangle symbol on it. He ordered the person to send the message. Bring the boy back here. Then he went to the window, looking towards the pyramid not far away. Passengers on board, controlled by an invisible force, they do not pay attention to their relatives' objections. Flush out and jump into the sea. This horrifying scene stimulates the nerves of every survivor. Among them, there are people who have doubt. The culprit caused all this. It's the boy. Luckily Captain Jack was still conscious. The ship's engine has now stopped working. If not, restart. They will all be buried at the bottom of the deep sea. Under Jack's command. All women. Start searching every corner of the ship. See if there are any survivors. Dalton brought 2 people to stay here to use the generator. To try to contact outside for help. Anna joined him in searching for the boy. All the remaining people are under the guidance of the engine room staff. Go to the boiler room. Attempt to restart the ship's engines, but middle of the road. They discovered something strange. In the hallway. The black crystals continuously spread out. They have never seen it. When one of them was curious enough to touch it, Daniel promptly stopped behind. He explains that no one knows the consequences of touching this mysterious thing. While the others continued to walk forward. Realize time is tight, Daniel. Sneak away. However, the crystals are black, started to spread quickly everywhere in the hallway. The woman in charge of searching for survivors, I couldn't help but move forward to touch it. But as soon as touched, the woman felt a sting. Then her finger felt like it was infected with a virus, dyed black. And it just keeps spreading. Meanwhile, Dalton is staying in the cockpit. There seems to be some intention. Not listening to his friend's objection, he left here. Avoid everyone's eyes. He secretly went to the restaurant. After Daniel went into the closet. Inside. Started flashing a strange light. On the other hand, Anna. Take Jack back to his room. Through the secret tunnel. They entered this strange world again. Arriving at the building, Anna explained to Jack that this mental hospital, built by her father for her mother. Because after giving birth, her mother's mind began to become abnormal. So her father think, it's all because of her brothers. To cure my mother's illness, her father built this mental hospital. And began studying the human brain. When the 2 entered the house, Jack felt something wasn't right. He pulled the curtains open. The rear discovery is a steel plate. Nailed tightly. Putting his hand on it, he could feel the waves. This steel plate resembles a part of the ship's hull. It means, present them. Still on the Kerberos ship, when Anna tore down another part of the wall. The ship's hull is exposed inside. Definitely confirmed that. At this time, in the Kerberos ship's boiler room. Thanks to everyone's tireless efforts. The ship's engines were successfully restarted. The electrical system on the ship also began to work again. Everyone was extremely excited. But when they were about to move on, the 2 people remaining in the cockpit suddenly discovered it. Captain Dalton, you must stay here. Suddenly disappeared. Because there is no knowledge about ship control, they can only find some books about navigation in the cockpit to try to learn how to sail the ship. But in the process, they found out all content in the book. They all turn into the same tech. Meanwhile, Dalton sneaked over a mysterious land. And none other than Anna's father was also waiting there. Dalton told him. The situation on the ship got out of control. There are about 48 hours left until we can move. But Anna's father only cares about the boy. Protect Daniel at all costs. Bring the boy before him. As the black crystal in his hand disappeared. Where Jack and Anna are, crystals also begin to appear. When Anna was about to reach out to touch, Daniel quickly ran to stop her. Look at the man who suddenly appeared. Anna suspects he is working for her father. As Jack struggled with him, Daniel suddenly took out the button device, causing Jack to be transferred immediately. The world of your dream. Watching Jack disappear before his eyes, Anna became extremely agitated. She pulled out a gun and pointed it at Daniel. Tried to ask him what was going on. However, Anna's actions, making Daniel extremely miserable. Look at the woman in front of you. Forgot my past. Daniel explained that he was her husband. And they've been married for 12 years. But Anna was disturbed by the situation here. She cannot distinguish between reality and fantasy. I don't know if the man is telling the truth or not. However, she was still convinced. It was all his father's plot. Under the threat of guns, Daniel was forced to put everything down. Locked in the room by Anna. Get out of there, Anna. I feel like I'm going crazy. She knew her father was somewhere watching her. Anna started screaming at the sky. And threw down the gun in his hand. Cracks in the air immediately attracted Anna's attention. She slowly groped around that spot. Feel the unusual. Turns out it's all glass. Follow the seam. She pulled down a square glass. Spotted on the back is also the riveted hull. However, all her actions, all were clearly observed by father through the screen. Meanwhile, sea surface around the Kerberos ship. Suddenly there was a big wind. In the distance, dark clouds. Occasionally flashes of lightning. A fierce storm is coming. At this time, Jack was crawling through the tunnel in the fireplace to go back to the room. But when I crawled out of the tunnel, I see everything here is ruined. Looking out the window, Jack discovered. I'm on the Prometheus ship, and there are many other Prometheus ships around. After crawling out of the dark tunnel, Anna sees the sea surrounding the Kerberos ship. It has become extremely intense. Look at the scenery outside the window. Anna realized the seriousness of the situation. Everyone in the cockpit would know if it kept going like this. Soon the ship will sink, and among these people, no one knows how to steer the ship. It's urgent now, is to find the captain and sailors in the boiler room. When Anna rushed over, in the cockpit, only the woman penetrated by the black crystal remained. At this time her hand was completely black, and it is still spreading to other places. After calming her down, Anna hurriedly left here. Keep looking for Jack, this time, towards Dalton. He also returns to the Kerberos ship. Avoid the black crystals in the hallway. He entered the wardrobe room on the ship. After pulling out a drawer, Daniel finds a tablet inside. It displays information about everywhere on the Kerberos ship. Then he started searching the boy's position. Elsewhere, Anna once again crawl into the tunnel in Jack's room. But when entering Jack's house, Anna found it had changed completely. And Jack's wife is dead. Suddenly appeared there. But she's like a pre-programmed robot, constantly asking Anna if she was lost. Feeling unusual, Anna quickly run away from there. At this time, the people in the boiler room also received news of an upcoming storm. Franz brought some people. Go close the water gate, prevent seawater from entering the boiler room. And the fireplace man led Yi to the cockpit. They had to adjust the ship's bow toward the storm. If not, the Kerberos ship will capsize. Meanwhile, Anna went to Daniel's room. Under the bed. Sure enough, there was a similar tunnel. However, the other side of the tunnel, again connected to a modern-style room. On top of the bed, filled with photos of Daniel and his wife. Daniel is locked in a secret room. Looks extremely hot. After a thorough inspection of the deck, he found a steel pipe in the room and stabbed it into the gap between the steel plate. Behind the steel plate, full of cables everywhere. Along the line, Daniel tries to find direction. When he opened a repair shop, have reached another dimension. Watch the continuously fluctuating waves from the screen in the sky. Daniel also understands. I'm almost out of time. But all his movement, all under the supervision of Anna's father. Through the ventilation hole, Daniel also reached another dimension. He carefully determined the surrounding situation. A screen malfunctioned due to lightning. Also attracted his attention. Through this way, Daniel finally returns. Secret space under Anna's room. Run to the abandoned grave. He wiped the sand off it. The coffin was buried below. Also contains a secret tunnel. Go down the stairs in the coffin. Daniel reached this enclosed space, and the person hiding here. It was the boy who had gone missing. After father and son hugged each other, Daniel told him. Anna still can't remember. But he promised the boy. I will save your mother from here. And end this cycle completely. On the condition that Anna must remember the password. Before leaving, the boy gave his father a ring. Meanwhile, after a while of searching, Captain Dalton also found it. Location of the boy on the tablet. Then he composed a message to Anna's father. Then put the tablet back in its original position. And hurriedly left there. In this mysterious pyramid building. Look at the familiar but unfamiliar photo. Anna still couldn't remember anything. At this time Daniel also came here. I regret having to reveal the truth this way. But Anna still couldn't believe it. The boy is my child. Because the doctor once told her. She cannot have children. However, Daniel told her. It's just a fake memory. Meanwhile, suddenly, a shrill siren sounded. That's the signal that the program is about to restart. Their remaining time is running out. At this moment, the waves and winds at sea are becoming more and more intense. Yi and the furnace man also tried to control the rudder to adjust the ship's direction. After knowing the boy's location, Dalton headed straight into Anna's room. To this secret space. At the same time, Anna and Daniel also crawled out of the tunnel. Daniel told Anna. The simulation program is about to shut down. Anna must remember the password to escape here. I remember now. But I made myself forget here that our password could be anything. A switch, a door, a key, anything. Hearing this, Anna took out a necklace. Inside there is a golden key. But it wasn't Anna's, which was put in an envelope by her brother. Send it to her. But Daniel is very certain. This is the password that exits the loop. Then he led Anna to the medical room. Take the tablet in the same location. Take the device from Anna. And put it on the tablet. Jack then explained. That after the program restarts, this simulation will also be archived. And all of them will experience these events again. What Daniel does is to keep them on this ship to gain time. The same thing happened countless times, but every time, Kerberos ship. Neither can reach the destination successfully. They are stuck in a loop, continuously simulate testing. At this time, the waves at sea became more and more intense. Yi tried his best to control the rudder. Suddenly I saw my mother's shadow through the window. Don't listen to the man's instructions. She ran to the front deck of the ship. However, what Yi saw? Just an artificial illusion. When the waves hit the deck, the mother's shadow disappeared without a trace. When her boyfriend pulled Lind back, there are big waves in the cockpit. Took the man off the train. And due to loss of control, the ship is strongly impacted by ocean wave. The machinery in the boiler room kept collapsing. A passenger was pinned under a collapsed iron frame. A lot of seawater flooded into the ship's cabin. Simultaneously, a lot of seawater flooded into the ship's cabin. Franz prepares to shut down the water. Realize there must be someone outside. To lock the door tightly. Even though there were some wrong decisions, but Franz always wanted to make amends. He left the woman inside. And close the door. Completely correct your mistakes. Anna's father saw this scene on the screen. Can't help but feel sorry. Each time these people die because of their own emotions, that is their weakness. He believes that emotions only blind people. Cause them to make wrong decisions. Dalton also followed his instructions. Within the specified time period. Give the boy and the pyramid device. Come before him. Meanwhile, Anna and her husband also go back to their room. When they were about to go see their son, Daniel found out the secret tunnel under the bed has disappeared. Daniel was angry because he didn't understand what happened. At this time, suddenly in the air, Anna's father's voice rang out. He praised Daniel. Because of the intelligence about the Prometheus, to regain access is smart, but it's a pity. He failed again. Everyone on this ship cannot escape, and move on to the next round of simulation. And Anna's father gave them a choice. They can change the key. Get your son back. But Daniel refused to give in. He gave the wedding ring to Anna. Then leave alone. At this time, less than 1 minute left. Then the program will close. Anna's father slowly turned one corner of the pyramid. Then opened the top of the triangle, revealing the keyhole inside. When the countdown ends, the simulation begins. The waters surrounding the Kerberos ship. Huge waves appeared. Yi was on deck at this time. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the giant vortex. Under the control of Anna's father, the Kerberos ship gradually sank to the bottom of the sea. Towards the end of fate. Next morning, Jack is drinking alone on the Prometheus, suddenly heard noise outside. When he went out onto the deck, he saw the Kerberos ship emerging. The giant vortex, after bringing the Kerberos ship here, also disappeared without a trace. Like other ship, Kerberos ship also becomes a Prometheus. Here, under Jack's eyes, everyone on board Kerberos also get on deck, because Daniel changed the program. Leads to shutdown of simulation. After that everyone was not the same as before. Return to the Kerberos ship. But follow the ship. Come to this quiet sea. Upon detecting their appearance, Jack also got on the train. At this point Anna began to explain to everyone all she knows. Her father is the president of a shipping company. He erased everyone's memories, forced them to perform simulation experiment. All they see. It's all not real. This is not the real world. Faced with such absurd hypothesis, people are also skeptical. But Anna tells them to reminisce. How did I get on board Kerberos? As Anna predicted, all of their memories were changed by her father. No one can remember how they got on the train. Not only that, the reason each person gets on board, it's because they received a mysterious letter. And her husband is helping them escape all this. Right now, Daniel arrived before the steam equipment. Because the simulation program is closed, the control panel in his hand no longer works. You can only use an iron shovel to break the machine door. In a dense tangle of cables, he found a rope he was looking for. Then try to restart the device. Simultaneously, the black crystals in the corridor are also increasing more and more. Despite Anna's dissuasion, people being blocked, decided to use the lifeboat to leave here. While Anna leads Jack, go find your father. To end it all. But the path leads to a mental hospital. Disappeared. Anna can just come. Tunnel in Daniel's room. Every space is here. Like a memory in the brain. Stored in different regions, connected together by nerves. Based on this theory, after peeling off a piece of wood on the wall of the room, Anna discovers a secret tunnel behind. Meanwhile, Daniel successfully activated the device in front of you. Next, a secret door in the ceiling opened. A complex computer system appeared before him. When you change the settings in your computer, everyone in the cabin discovered it. The hallway suddenly turned red, and the black crystal is spreading faster. At the same time, the program simulate, also starting to become unstable. When Daniel sent the pre-written virus, successfully entered the device, the computer processor begins to overload. Separate spaces on board also starting to shuffle. A series of unusual scenes appear before everyone's eyes. After completing all, Daniel arrives at the restaurant. Under Anna's father's watchful gaze, he crawled into the closet. At the same time, Anna also led Jack through the tunnel. Go to the space below her room. In Anna's memory, her father's office is hidden behind this wall. But the steel plate is studded behind the paper wall. Surely denying her speculation was wrong. When two people are in doubt, Dalton suddenly appeared here with a device in his hand. After pressing the button, Jack lost control and fainted. Under Dalton's threat, Anna is forced to give him the key. Then, under Daniel's escort, Anna was taken to her father's office. Seeing my father, Anna still believes it was all his plot, and her brother. Father's plot was discovered. That's why I sent you a letter. But before my daughter's speculation, father's eyes revealed sarcasm. After pressing the button, they immediately went to the hospital room. Look at Anna locked in the chair. He slowly explained that this perverted psychological game, not created by him, the creator the boy mentioned. It's actually Anna. Actually more than 10 years ago, Anna and Daniel created this virtual world. The boy was also born into that world. Even though boys are just products of code. But gradually, Anna loved him. And for some reason, the boy is about to leave. Don't want to be separated from my son. Anna erased your memories, and design a program. Lock everyone in the loop. She is the real culprit. At this time, the father had the key. Also gave an ultimatum. About to get everyone out of this loop. And the punishment Anna is about to receive. Being injected with memory-erasing drug. Trapped forever in this endless loop world. Meanwhile, under the influence of the virus, the source code that makes up the Kerberos chip, gradually starting to collapse. The Kerberos chip is also considered a virus by the system. And completely erased. Their saves are also about to be deleted by the system. On the other side, the father also put the key in pyramid. But when I turn the key, they still have not awakened from this illusion. Meanwhile, the Kerberos chip also began to rapidly disappear. Then it turned white. At this moment Anna also opened her eyes. Not according to father's plan. She did not fall back. Kerberos train loop, which goes back to the original world. Saw the boy not far away. Anna now. The memory does not appear to be erased. When she reached the closed room below, Daniel, who had disappeared, appeared there. Turns out it was all part of his plan. After successfully entering the system, Daniel changed some code, leading to Anna not losing her memory. Not taken to the Kerberos chip. But you sent me here. At the same time, the pyramid was in the hands of Anna's father. Also changed by him. The password left this world. Also became a ring in Anna's hand. He told Anna. It's true that they created this simulated world. But it's different from what her father said. All that happens here. It was caused by Anna's brother. After Anna entered this virtual world, she took control of the entire program. Control everything here. And locked Anna in there. Anna's father is like everyone else. Everyone is stuck here. This is much more complicated than Anna thought, because she was afraid Anna's brother would find out. Daniel also didn't have time to explain everything. After placing the ring on the pyramid, Anna finally returns to the real world. The woman woke up. Start unplugging the cable from a special device. Around her, all teammates on the Kerberos chip, including Captain Jack and Yi. At this time, they are still stuck in that virtual world. Through the room window, Anna looked outside. She realized, I'm on a spaceship gliding far into the universe. Suddenly, a bell rang from behind, and she received a paper saying goodbye to Project Prometheus. And here the summary of the movie 1899 ends. A movie that leaves the audience with many indescribable emotions. The indescribable thing here is that reality and virtuality are difficult to distinguish, taking us to many different dimensions. And this movie is inspired by the Bermuda Fun Triangle. What do you think about the content of this movie? Please leave your thoughts below in the comments section. Hello and see you again in the next movies. I'm a movie reviewer.